Hey y'all, it's Ryukin here, and welcome to the weekly dose of reviewing stuff. What? And today, in this new episode of the weekly dose of reviewing stuff here, we are going to take a look at the item that I've been targeting to review this many months ago, but I didn't get to review it. But why? Because this thing right here is been my target for many months, and despite I had a lot of stuff to do at that time when I got this thing, including, the familiar stuff that I would do, like making videos on YouTube and including enjoying my hobbies that I enjoy, like playing Minecraft and drawing pictures. Because just like what I said, this thing right here is been in my target for review like many months now, and of course, just like what I said, what am I going to say? It's getting annoying. And why? Because this thing right here is been in my target for many months now, and of course I didn't get to review it because it's actually, I'm gonna say, a lot of stuff that happened during that time when I got this thing right here, but of course I didn't get to review but until now. And actually I just finished writing the script and everything right here, and this thing right here would get finally into review into this episode because I'm running out of stuff right now. And alright, so introducing to the Bluetooth speakers. That is not just an ordinary Bluetooth speakers, but it is something else, especially with the new guts inside. So what I'm going to call this thing then? A renewed guts Bluetooth speaker? Well, I guess so. So and welcome to this episode of the weekly dose of reviewing stuff. So let's get this video started, shall we? Shall we discuss? This is the cheap Bluetooth speakers. It's really cheap. It might cost you like a few bucks or hundreds of bucks in Thailand. And for this thing right here, it's so cheap that it used to be the gifts that when you buy a smartphone or specific promotion and you get this type of stuff. Yeah, actually, especially when you get that specific promotion and you get all of these stuff. Although it is cheap and the quality isn't that great as the other Bluetooth speakers or headphones, but it can still provide you the nicest sound that you can hear it for an entire day. But except it's not what I expected. The problem is, this speaker right here, it only gives you a mono audio somehow. And well, of course, despite it's being so cheap that it gives you a mono audio, but even though they try to convince that it is stereo speakers, but of course they do, but the audio play from both sides. But no matter how I try, no matter how I play a stereo test on this, no luck before I even get the new guts inside of the speakers right here, which I will show to y'all in the later. And of course, the solution right here, my dad kinda solved it by just replacing the entire thing. I mean the guts inside. So he decided to renew the guts inside, and he even put a car Bluetooth interface onto it, kinda actually, but I can't even tell if it is a car Bluetooth interface or what, but we'll get into that later. And of course, he decided to come with a solution that he actually going to need the special audio chip that it is actually can play both of the speakers right here simultaneously. And of course, guess what? This solution right here, it works. And he even cut off the part where the entire circuitry right here is supposed to be, but right now it's just gone and it looks like this. But by the way, before I even record this video right here, I just kinda put a tape and some paperwork onto it for some reason. I don't know. So, and speaking of the functions on this thing right here that my dad replaced it, let's take a look at them one by one. And first of all, right here on the back, you can see that there is a simple and clicky buttons right there for the power and the mode. And we also got some basic playback controls right here for play, next, and previous song. microphone, and we also got a USB Type-C, which is really nice to have that. And of course, we got a USB input right there where you can stick in your USB drive in there if you want to add some additional sounds to it, or you can even supply your own micro SD card in there too, which is listed as TF right there. This is a slot right here where you can just get your music onto the SD card and then you put it into the speaker and it plays for you through that. Something about the playback actually. And we also got the aux jack right here where you can actually play from your external sources like your smartphone with a 3.5mm jack, or your camcorder, or your laptop if you want to play any audio with your audio cable instead of just using the Bluetooth. And there is something which it kind of surprised me, a mic jack. So what does that do? So let me demonstrate of how this green mic jack right here works. And before we get to of how this microphone jack right here works, so first of all right here, I will have to turn on the Bluetooth speaker, which, well, of course, when you turn on the Bluetooth speaker right here, there is like a woman that greets you through all the functions inside of this new Bluetooth speaker.
Bluetooth mode.
Yep, it is. So, but well, actually, there's like a start sound from Windows 10 first, which I presume that is a 2015 Windows 10, which is one of those the first ever start sounds of the Windows 10 that was exist back then. And of course, they do still exist to today, including Windows 11 too. And yep, so without any hesitate, so let me get into a demonstration here of how it works. And of course, we also have this microphone right here to test with. So, and let me connect it up. So first of all right here, I'll have to plug it in the microphone right here first, and then the speaker. So maybe I can just plug in the speaker first and then the microphone, it should be fine. So who cares? So let me plug it in right here. And then I'm going to test something out. Nothing from the input yet, so I'm going to connect to the microphone. Alright. And here's what it sounds like right here. And of course, I can just put the microphone right here, like about close to my mouth, like this. So and here's what it sounds like right here. So what the microphone jack really does right here is that it's basically just outputs the reverb audio from your microphone, which it did remind me of something else. Something had to do with the side dishes pickup trucks here in Thailand. Something like gap down and a gap down and a gap down. Alright, that's enough because I misbehaved too much. I'm gonna say here with the reverb output of the audio right here. Alright, there's feedback, so let me just put that away. So, and of course with the reverb output of the audio right here, which of course there is no reverb switch on the Bluetooth speaker or anything else. And I think this thing right here, it is good for some karaoke sessions, like if you want to sing a karaoke or if you want to cover your music while there's like the original vocals slapped right onto it. So, but well, of course, but I'm gonna say it doesn't sound like something that I would expect from a reverb audio, but it is something like it's an echo, you know, it's an echo. So, but there is no switch to turn off the echo at all, and that's it. Nothing else to say here. And there is not even a switch to turn off this feature either, or maybe it's completely integrated. I don't know. But at least you get the microphone jack to connect it up to your microphone or whatever you want, and including if you want to connect it up to your condenser microphone like the one that I have right here. So let me get it off from the mess up here, like this one for example. This is a dynamic microphone right here that I have, so you can also connect them to that. And of course this right here has the XLR audio input. So the only way they can get this thing to work right here is just to find the right one that it has a 3.5 jack, like the one that I used with this one right here. Alright, back to the point. So, and that's really of the demonstration of how this mic jack right here works. And of course, there is no switch to turn it off. It's a disadvantage of this Bluetooth speaker right here with a radio guts inside that my dad made. And well, aside from the microphone jack, let's take a look at some comparisons right here. So let me get something here. Come on. I bet it's still there in my history, I think. What the? I said history, not Siri. Siri just pop up right out of nowhere. So here it is, and when I compare the functions right here, which is the totally original guts of this Bluetooth speaker right here. So as I compare to the original guts that is listed on the speaker here, and I'm gonna say right here, this is the same thing. So let me show it to y'all. So this is the same thing as this one. Alright, so I think maybe I was just going to get my microphone right here to this microphone, this audio recorder. Maybe the audio recording, I think so, but it doesn't matter anyways. Alright, let's get back to the point. I think you're too much misbehaving, Ryukin. Alright, so you can see that it is a bit different. So first of all right here, all that you will see, it is the buttons that is almost the same as the one on this right here that it has a renewed guts, but except for the power button. Instead of an actual physical power button, it gives you a power switch, which is basically, where is it? It's basically right there beside of that TF card and USB. So you see that is a power switch that you have to turn on the entire thing to get it to work, which is a really nice thing to have that. But of course, the one that I got right here, it plays in a mono audio, and that's why my dad just completely removed the entire guts out of it, and then he replaced them with the new guts, which just like what you see here. And well, of course, the functions right here are still be the same, but except on the original guts, there's no microphone jack for connecting up to karaoke sessions or whatever. And yep, so I think this is going to be for some comparisons right here. And what about the functionality of this thing right here that is going to offer you? So first of all right here, we have a Bluetooth mode, which is basic Bluetooth functionality, which what it actually really does right here, just like with the most typical Bluetooth speakers, it can play the audio wirelessly. So let me demonstrate here by using my laptop to connect it up to everything. Actually, I'm going to use YouTube for this test. And I'm going to get something right here to work. Nah, not that anime song. I'm afraid of copyright. Alright, so I think I found a video from one of the favorite YouTubers that I watched so far. So let me get this video right here to work. Come on, ads! What's wrong with y'all? What's up with y'all? Alright, so, and this is an example right here of some certain content that I usually watch on YouTube. Or maybe sometimes or most often, who knows. So this is the one of the examples of the content that I usually watch so far being played on this Bluetooth speaker. So let me show you the quality of the speakers. Maybe I'm just going to get it to a second play or a minute play, so who knows. Maybe I'm going to get some good sections to work.
Sometimes that the third generation is the best seller, and sometimes the fourth generation is the best seller. But makes it stay and look perfect on the desk.
Alright, so, and well, of course, this speaker right here, when play on the Bluetooth, so the all that I can tell, it has like a little bit of delay going on, because, and of course, just like with the many of the wireless mics, it has a latency delay, which is something that you would expect on a wireless device like this. And of course, but this part is bring a Bluetooth, and of course, I don't know if they have a new chip inside there, but I think it actually does. But unlike the old guts that where it came from, which I think they do have a really nice latency to it, but well, of course, there's kind of like some slight delay going on especially when I pause a YouTube video, like for example.
When it comes to quality and ease of use, we have separate no control.
Alright, let me pause the video. See, there's like a little bit of delay from my laptop when I pause the video through the speaker. Maybe it's a little bit of delay, but it's not that much. So, but of course, it's not that much of the delay right here when used with the Bluetooth speaker. And okay, so for the functionality of the Bluetooth right here, I'm gonna say the functionality right here is pretty much a basic standard as what it is. And let's take a test here to the next one, which it is a line-in mode. Actually, I will just let her say. So what the line-in mode really does right here, just like what I said, it uses the any audio cable right here to connect it up to your direct audio source that you want to connect to, like my laptop right here, for example. And I'm gonna be putting aux audio cable in, and then I'm going to connect it up. And of course, I will be testing the speakers too, because why not? And you see that right now on my laptop, even though it's been out of the frame, so you can't even see anything. So which device you plugged in? Headphones. Yep. So let me play some audio right here from my favorite YouTuber right here.
You have great outputs for
Alright, so first of all right here, when I pause the video from my laptop, the speaker right here, when connect up to the aux, when I pause like in an instant second, it does pause within an instant second. But unlike the Bluetooth, which it does have like a little bit of delay going on when used with wireless. But meanwhile, when I use with the wire audio right here, which already those right here, it acts like a headphones that there is no Bluetooth or anything on it.
speakers with a big knob on the front. Everything is
So notice that especially when turn up the volume too much, the audio right here starts clipping on the speakers. So but that's really fine after all, because if I watch some certain content or if I lower down the volume, that's fine. So let me pump down to 50%.
plug and play and is built like a tank. But what I like the most
Okay, so when I pump back to 50%, so the audio, it is going to be fine after all. But except for when I pump it up to around 88%, I think,
is the preamp.
you can hear the clipping starts here. And of course, the clipping right here, it is very depend on what the audio right here is going to jump onto. And what about the music test right here? Well, I might going to do it later. And let me test one more thing before I go.
Line in mode, FM mode.
So this is the FM mode. The audio here is static. The FM radio, somehow it doesn't work, and I don't know how to control the FM radio because there is nothing that you can actually do here. Oh, it's just turned off. I even try to click every buttons. The all it really does here is just mute the thing, and that's it. And there is not even an instruction included with this thing, because I didn't find it. Maybe my dad hiding it from me or something, I don't know. The all that I get to work is only two modes. So we got a Bluetooth and the aux mode. The FM radio, well, it just doesn't work. The all I hear is just static, and that's it. So and what about some music tests on this? Well, for the music test, I'm gonna say right here, it may vary depend on what the music you listen to. Like for example, if there's like some music that it has a bass boost audio to it, the speakers would clip, but it's not that much. But since they have really small speakers, that should be a problem for you. But I just kind of vary here, the audio right here kind of clips the speakers here. Like, you know, they were just making fire-like noises. And of course, it's probably due to the plastic that it is actually making the waves of the frequency, which that's what it really does. The ones that it has a really small speakers like this one. So again, the music right here, it may vary depend on what the music that I have listened to, and of course some certain content that I have listened to with this Bluetooth speaker with the renew guts inside. And well, so after all the functionality, everything right here that I've listed here so far, so let me turn off the Bluetooth.
Power off.
That's what she said. And so in my conclusion here, this Bluetooth speaker right here, sort of it has a good side to it, and also for what I discovered, this thing right here, it also has a bad side. And the bad side is, maybe I'm going to talk about that in a later. So let me talk about the good side about the speaker right here. So the good side about the speaker right here is that the audio quality from this thing right here, it sounds really great. And despite the sound is really great, and the controls right here are kind of easy to understand, and of course as well as the playback functions right here, which is literally just fast forward, playback, backward, pause, forward, next music, and backward for previous music. So, and of course right here, the functionality functionality of this thing right here. After all, it does have, like, you know, it's easy to understand, just like what I said. So I'm not going to take up some resources for y'all. And this Pi with a really easy to understand controls, and of course, it also gives you a Type-C charging port right there. And I like the old guts, which I discovered that the old guts, it uses micro USB, not the Type-C. And this one here gives you a Type-C, which is really nice touch to have that. And despite having a nice audio quality with easy to understand controls, and of course a USB Type-C charger, and it also gives you a mic jack for connecting out to your microphone for your karaoke sessions, which is really nice thing to have that. But despite it's missing its Bluetooth microphone, so no Bluetooth microphone on this one. You have to supply your own microphone right here to get it to work. But of course, it can't even do any calls at all. So of course, the old guys that where it came from, it has a Bluetooth microphone that is basically just a pinhole there. And well, of course, the only thing that it can intimidate y'all is just the pinhole right there for the status LED, and that's it. Nothing else to say here. And of course, and with that, all the goods combined, the speaker right here, by far, this is the one of the best good quality everyday Bluetooth speakers that you can find on the market so far. But except for if you want to leave the original guts that it came with the speaker, you're fine. But it's going to deliver you a mono audio anyways. Or maybe you can just change the new guts inside like what my dad did. And what about the bad side? The bad side is there's nothing about the reverb switch, and it doesn't even press it on the back at all. So what it really does right here is that when you plug it in your microphone, it just instantly starts reverbing, and that's it. You can't do anything about it. So what I've seen so far right here, but for the design, it doesn't look too bad. And of course, you can get these things right here for a really cheap price depending on the country where you live. And of course, if you want to renew the guts inside like what my dad did, you can go search for the videos that they have like the demonstration of how to replace the inside guts of the speaker right here. But of course my dad did it. But well, I guess there's like some dude out there on YouTube where they actually make this cheap speaker right here look more modern. But again, it really depends on what you're gonna use. And in my final conclusion, the good thing about the speaker right here is that when it comes to playing some certain content or a certain volume on the speaker, the audio, it shouldn't be clipped as when you pump it up to 100% volume. And of course, the audio right here would clip the output of the speakers and makes a fart-like noises to it. And especially when you play some music that it has like a bass boost to it, and the audio is going to sound like boot 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 on the speakers themselves. But that is actually due to the plastic on the speakers that is actually making that noise. So, and of course right here, this thing right here, it can be also good for doing some karaoke sessions, but since it has some microphone input, and of course it can also play some direct audio sources that it doesn't even have Bluetooth through the aux audio jack right there. And of course you can also connect this stuff to your Walkman or to your MP3 player of your choice, or you can also supply your own micro SD card or your USB to it, like the one that I've shown to y'all. And well, of course, this thing right here, it gives you a Type-C, and unlike the old guys which gives you a micro USB instead of a Type-C. And what about the bad things right here? I've talked about the bad things about this thing right here, which I will give that it leave me only a few things. There is no reverb switch to turn off, and the speakers on the front right here are fake. It's actually just basically there doing nothing at all. It's like it's basically just a mold of the other model or something. Maybe, I don't know. But of course, the good wins this round. So for the speaker, yeah, of course, I will still have to use it for an entire year, because I really enjoy having this thing, especially my dad who invented this thing. And well, so that's going to be basically it for this episode right here. And of course, the speaker right here, after all, is a relatively good speaker, and compared to the other Bluetooth speakers or the other headphones, of course, the speaker right here, the audio right here may be vary depending on what the certain content you watch on. So, and well, of course, that's going to be basically it for the speaker review right here that my dad made. And of course, if you do like this type of nonsense stuff like this, or you want to see me rant long about the product that I want to review, so please leave me a like, I mean this, comment แล้วก็ที่สำคัญมากเลยนั่นก็คือการกด subscribe สีแดงให้ผมด้วยแล้วก็มันจะเป็นกำลังใจให้ผมในการทำคลิปต่อๆไปในอนาคตด้วย and สุดท้ายนี้ this speaker right here somewhat it will be my headstand for no reason. I don't know why. And that's going to be basically it for this video here. And well, let's jump to the outro, because why not? And so if you do like this type of content or nonsense stuff like this, so you can feel free to leave me a like, comment, and again, if you want to see me making nonsense like this or see me rant about the product more, or if you want to see me play Minecraft, please give me a like, comment, or you can go subscribe to my channel if you are interested in me.
Warning.
So,
This video contains
and the
flashes and
speaker right here
images.
is right now playing its Master Study stereo audio test. So I just leave it there for B-roll shots, sort of. And well, of course, and again, this is going to be basically for this episode, and I will see you all there, all around, where I'm going to make more awesome quality content like this, and including me too. Maybe if I'm going to continue making review stuff or just play Minecraft. So, I don't know, but maybe the future will tell after all. So, and alright, I will see y'all there in the next episode. แล้วก็เดี๋ยวเจอกันใหม่ในคลิปหน้าแล้วก็ใน episode หน้าของช่วง Really Dose of Review Stuff ด้วยครับแล้วก็เดี๋ยวเจอกันใหม่ครับบ๊ายบายสวัสดีครับ